Hi, everyone. Welcome to this workshop. We'll let a couple of minutes for people to get in. If you could please raise your hand if you can hear us okay. You can use the raise hand button at the bottom of your Zoom interface. Beautiful. Awesome. Awesome. Yeah, you can let us know where, hi from Atlanta. Yeah, you can let us know where you're watching us from.
All the way from Atlanta.
Awesome, Madrid.
Israel, New Orleans, LA, a lot of states.
Cool.
Mexico.
We'll just give it a minute more or so. Yeah, I'll just take this time to explain what we're gonna do in this workshop. So yeah, first we're gonna start with a little introduction. So we got some slides we would like to share with you. We'll definitely get into Landbot, the app, some of the best chatbots where you can create with it, and some instructions. So there'll be a Q&A at the end of the session. So if you put your, you'll see the Q&A section right at the bottom. So right now you're using the chat section. So we strongly ask you to use the Q&A one if you want to ask any questions. Yeah, someone's asking to move the camera a little. Yeah, there's a huge logo there. Oh yeah, it's not too visible, but yeah. So yeah, I was saying that if you can please use the Q&A section. So the chat section is fine to let us know you're hearing us okay, where you're based and so on and so forth. But if you want to ask questions and you want us to reply to those questions using the Q&A section, you can please use that one. So we'll leave at least 20 minutes at the end to answer questions from you guys. And yeah, just don't be shy. We are here to help. This is more of a conversation. We really want to get your problems or questions solved. So yeah, that's about it. I guess we can start. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna share screen again to show you a little presentation. Yeah, so there's already a question. Yeah, I'll only answer this one. All right. So it's yeah, we are recording these, so we'll be sending yeah, we'll be definitely sending to every registered person the recording of the session probably within 24 hours or so. So yeah, don't worry about that. We're recording it and we'll be sharing it. All right. Yeah, I guess we can start.
Yeah,
so
we go.
I'm gonna close this chat. All right, cool. So welcome. Welcome to this workshop. And let's start with a little introduction. You know, we are the guys behind Landbot, the no-code chatbot builder. And yeah, so this is us and some fancy stickers right there. So I'm Chris, I'm the VP Customer Success and co-founder of Landbot.
And my name's Jandro, and I'm a part of the customer success team.
Yep. So what we're going to see during this workshop. So mainly 3 sessions. So first, we really want you to see where Landbot shines, and that means what we do really good for your business. So what are the use cases you can really take advantage of using a tool like ours? We'll show you the template section. We know that many customers don't really know about this section, and we consider it super important for you to avoid starting from scratch, which is sometimes a bit frustrating if it's the first time you're facing a chatbot builder. And yeah, hopefully we may build something in real time. Let's see if we got time enough of that. And obviously we'll have the Q&A section right at the end. So again, you got a Q&A button. You might see it on the top or at the bottom. Click there, ask your question. We'll have some time at the end to go through them. So let's get started. Yeah. So the first thing, again, we wanted to talk about this template section and why we are reinforcing these so much. Again, we get a lot of different use cases for a lot of different industries and even available for different channels. So if this is your first time using Landbot, if you don't really know what you want to build first, you don't really need to start from scratch and just fight the builder until you get something done. Just go to the template section. You can filter again by industry, by use case. You can preview the templates. You can check out a fancy description and use it and add it to your own dashboard if you're interested in starting from there. So we're going to be switching back and forth between the presentation and the Landbot app to make it as interactive as possible. So here we are. All right, so this is the Landbot app. I'm pretty sure you're familiar with it. We're on the dashboard in a very specific workshop. It's Landbot for you, workspace for this workshop. So if you want to create a new bot and you want to check out all the cool templates we have, you just got to click here on top. You see templates right next to workspaces. So if you click here, you'll see two different types of filters. So here on the left, you got filters by use case and industry. And here on top, you got filters by channel. So we know that some of you are super interested in Facebook, WhatsApp, or other channels. We'll be mainly focusing on the web here. But if you got any questions about other channels, just feel free to drop a question and we'll be happy to help. So again, let's imagine I'm trying to generate leads from my website and I want a website bot. So you can just scroll through the different templates we have. And oh, there's one about doctor appointment scheduling. Let's preview it. You get a little description here on top. You can change the shape of the pre-visualization so it can be some like an iPad or a mobile version or just a desktop version, and you can just try the template. If you like it, you can just click here and it will be automatically added to your dashboard. So again, play around with templates, filter out through different, through industries, use cases to find the best one for your company. So we've selected 4 templates for this workshop. We believe that these are probably some of the best templates we have. We're constantly adding new ones. So if you want us to add a template, or if you get a super good bot you want us to make a template of, just reach out to us too. We'll be happy to help. So let's start with a classic one, but yet super important, the advanced lead generation template. Landbot is capable of doing many things. We have customers doing anything from, lead generation bots to wedding bots to birthday surveys to whatever. So
gift cards, you name it.
Yeah,
everything.
Absolutely. So, but lead generation is our thing. So when we say lead generation, we not only mean, getting your user's email. It's more than that. It's about, starting that relationship with someone you don't know yet, but you may want to get information from, and not only contact information, but also other sorts of data. So you can qualify that person. You can even redirect that person to any of your other services. You can have them, schedule in a call with your team. In this case, the advanced lead generation template, it's all about capturing data in different formats, in different fields. It's suitable for pretty much every other industry, I would say. We just highlighted there e-commerce, travel, agency, and consulting. So for e-commerce space, it's always great to know what your customers are looking for. And maybe you want to ask about some things they like, and you can present some products to them that are personalized. Same for the travel industry, agency and consulting. This is a huge world, but again, super useful for that industry too. So we got
the nice thing about lead generation as well is that you can kind of link it with other use cases too. So there's a lot of people, for example, that'll have lead generation linked to either a customer support or to like an FAQ, or like Chris was saying, not a product recommendation. So you can kind of use the first use the other use case to kind of build value, and then generate leads by asking for their information after you've created the value, or even before.
Absolutely. Yeah. So many times we think about, use cases like lead generation. I want to do, lead generation, and I don't really, everything it's a hybrid thing. So you may want to get data from your users, but just like Chandra said, there's a trillion other things you can do with that. So let's try the bot.
Keep it simple for now. Huh?
Let's keep it simple. Yeah. So let's click here and try bot. This is a template straight away. Hi there. We're just going to fill a couple of questions. So what's your name? All right. So it's asking for the name. Then it's the email address. It's not Cruz. It's chris@landbot.io. Feel free to email me if you got any questions. And then it keeps adding more and more questions. Everything is stored under variables, and you can use those variables to send them anywhere. So in this case, we're sort of qualifying a company. So imagine you're a B2B SaaS company, for example, and you got a gated product, and you want to gather information from your leads before they book a demo with you. So this is a great example of use case for these bots. So let's say we got 64 employees. It was a random number, but I think we're around 64 right now.
Right.
What's your average marketing spending? So this would be super useful for a marketing agency, but you can definitely adapt a copy to any business you have. So let's say we got $4,000 for this one, and then we just keep giving more and more options to sort of contextualize and qualify that lead. So if you want to use this one, let's get back to the app and show you where to find these ones. So yeah, just type in the name of the template or check the use case and keep scrolling until you find the right one. So let's go for advanced lead generation. Should be around here. Yeah, here it is. So you click and use this and boom, it's added to your dashboard. And this is a flow we've just been going through. So obviously here you can customize anything. You can create breaks out of blocks. You can, change the copy, change the field names, add integrations if you want to send data to any of your tools, but you don't need to start from scratch. So that's the interesting thing about templates.
It's fully customizable. So don't be scared about not being able to customize some things. If you don't like the GIF, you can change it, change the questions, change the order. It's fully customizable.
100%. Yeah. So same. Yeah, exactly. Same for the design. You might see some design you don't really like, just go to the design section and customize it completely. So yeah, this is a great starting point if you're trying to capture data from your leads. There's a simple version of these one. You may want to check it out as well. I think it's simple lead generation, if I'm not wrong. So basic, I think. Yeah, basic probably. Yeah. So depending on, how complex you want to get, just there's a perfect template for you. So that's the cornerstone. That's lead generation, the advanced one. You may want to check that one out, but there are way more templates. And for example, we got the next one, which is lead generation for insurance.
Exactly. So this is in the end lead generation again, but for more specific use cases. So you'll see as well, if you check out the template section, you have you don't have to show it, no worries, they can see it. You have different templates for different use cases. In this case, insurance, financial services. So it allows you as well to capture and qualify leads using a user-friendly process for better conversion. So this one would be adapted more to like the questions that you'd probably usually get or usually ask if you are an insurance company. So feel free to go in and try it.
Let's try it out. Ooh, nice background. Hi, and welcome to your next insurance company. That's something you may want to customize if you're using this template.
Definitely.
So in this case, yeah, it's a multi-insurance company, car, health, house, you name it. So let's go for house insurance, and then just additional questions to understand better what the lead is looking for. In the previous template we've seen, you might have noticed that we go straight to the point and we start asking for data, like what's your name, what's your email. This is a different approach. This is more about being consultative. So I'm trying to understand what your needs are, what are you trying to find. And so different styles. We really recommend you to A/B test some the block order. You can use the flow analytics section for these purpose. We'll show you in a minute. I think it's a super cool one to understand the drop-offs and which version works better. But yeah, in this case, so we keep adding more and more information. So I live in an apartment. I got a dangerous garden kit, and and then he's asking me for a location. We're based in Barcelona. And so they're going to build a proposal for me and eventually send me an email. So again, if you're trying to use this template, let's close this one. We can actually close that one too. Go back to the dashboard, the workspace where
second from the bottom.
It's the second one. Yeah, lead generation for insurance. So here it is. Oh, this is interesting. It seems that Chandra has the bot open.
Not anymore.
All right, I don't really need to request control. I'm just going to refresh. All right, so this is what we've just seen. So the template fully customizable. You can come here and just change anything and adapt it to your use case. This is an interesting one because it's a multi-product. So if you're into financial services, you can easily adapt this not only to insurance but to any other financial service you get in mind. So there are different paths here. One thing you'll notice is that some of the templates don't have integrations in it. And we really believe in the power of integrations. The thing is that in order to make templates available for as many users as possible, and that means sandbox users or users in our free plan that are taking the most out of Landbot, even though they're in a free plan, it's easier for us to have some templates without integrations, so everyone can see it, everyone can try it. And then there are some of them that contain premium features, those in the starter, professional, or business plan. And you will notice, because you won't be able to publish those. So you'll be able to see them, you'll be able to try them out, but you won't be able to publish them and therefore get the link so you can share with anybody else. So yeah, in this case, no integrations. But here we could be adding, I don't know, like an email, for example. So we can send a summary of the conversation to the lead, and then maybe, I don't know, a Calendly link to book a call with one of our agents. So the possibilities are endless. In this case, we're talking about insurance, but it could be anything within the financial services industry.
And I don't know if you noticed in the slide, it said qualify your leads, not only collect data from your leads. And this is actually, let me steal the mouse from you, Chris. So this is actually one of our newer features that we have that's called lead qualification or lead scoring. Sorry. So what that does basically, it assigns a specific like an amount of points that you wanna add to a specific answer that the user gives you or the client gives you, so that you can qualify them better. No, that way, if for example, somebody who has a house with a higher value, if somebody is more interesting for you than somebody who's selling a small apartment, like the possibilities are endless, but it's a really useful one. So that way you can maybe only provide a Calendly link to those users who you find like attractive, or those that you don't think that might convert as well. You could send them like an email or approach them in a different way.
Exactly. So if you're familiar with some of our blogs, you'll see that this is sort of a conditions block on steroids. So instead of adding a lot of condition blocks, one after the other, you can just create a lead scoring block. You can add as many variables as you want. And just like Sandra said, instead of, qualifying based on a single variable or maybe a couple of them to avoid having the bot too complex, you can just come here, add as many variables as you want, and make really, really sophisticated qualification within the bot. And then, yeah, redirect to whatever it's interesting for you, depending on the score. So yeah, there's a lot of documentation. If you open any blog and you don't really know how it works, you'll easily find a link right below the name, how to use, and I will send you to our knowledge base with information on how to use yeah, this is what I was just explaining. So this is not ideal, just set in conditions and set variables. That's why we created this lead scoring block. So you can get rid of all those blocks and just have everything within the same one. And again, there's an article for everything. So no excuse. Some blocks might seem more complex than others. There's a guide for all of them. There's our incredible support team available for you just by clicking on this button at the bottom right corner. So yeah, feel free to reach out if you don't know how to use anything. We're here to help. I'm not going to save this one, and I'm going to get back to the presentation to show you guys the next use case. So this is a pretty famous one and pretty common. Yeah. So yeah, this is a frequently asked questions bot. So again, some companies want to jump into the chatbot space, but and we don't really recommend, starting off with a gigantic project. So we really recommend companies to start with something simple, adding value to your users and validating everything you build, so you can keep making it bigger and bigger, more sophisticated, more complex. So the frequently asked question bot is probably one of the most used first bots for our customers, and it's all about answering questions, and it's super simple and straightforward. It works for every single business and you can sort of understand how much a chat bot engages if you compare that with a static website where you just have a list of frequently asked questions you can click on to see the answer.
So, for example, combining it with a customer, like if you have customer support, for example, a lot of times like the customer support reps will be like wasting a lot of time answering repetitive questions. So if you can have like a filter, let's say with an FAQ bot at the start, where you already have the frequently asked questions, so that users can kind of scroll through or kind of find the answers that they need. And then if they don't find the answer, then redirect them to an agent. That's a very common use case, for example. And again, it'll save them a lot of time. They'll be able to focus, like the employees will be able to focus on more like important tasks, let's say, and the bot will focus on the simpler ones.
That's it. And yeah, this is a very simple template. You'll see it's just, asking what topic you're interested in knowing more about. It's general info, locations and menus. So these would work like a charm for a physical shop or maybe some, I don't know, some mall or some restaurant you have. So let's go for general info. Yeah, best burgers period was 129. Yeah, you can keep going back to the menu. You can get this template, so on and so forth. This is a very simple one, but you can make it as complex as you want. So don't worry if you have 200 frequently asked questions. Well, worry if you have 200 because that's probably a bit too much for any business. But yeah, you can just keep extending these template in particular to make it more and more complete. So we may want to skip the builder for this one as it's super simple.
It's just buttons, I think. So
all right. So let's close this one and jump into the fourth recommended template. And this is a very interesting one. This is the workshop registration bot. And it might sound familiar because we've sent one registration bot to all of you guys, and that's why you're here in this webinar. You might have seen that's actually a seamless experience. So we got your name, we got your email. We just need to click on your end to register you to our upcoming Zoom meeting, webinar, workshop, you name it. So it's for everyone. Every single company today is running these sort of events. So it doesn't really matter if you're selling a product, a service. You may want to gather people, in front of your Zoom account and tell them about something amazing you're building, you're about to build, and you're trying to sell. So this is thing worth opening. So I'm going to try the bot here, and then I'm going to show you the ins and outs from the chatbot builder.
Pretty sure they've seen.
Yeah, So it's already customized to this workshop in particular. So you've seen it already. Yeah. So let's jump straight into the builder. One thing you might have noticed is that the bot here is asking me for the name, and if you've talked to this bot before, you might have noticed that no name question, no email question, everything is already in the URL. So if you check the URL right here, it doesn't contain variables, but the way we did it is we had you guys register under a Landbot account. So we just populated that data. You don't need to enter that again. We got your name, we got your email, we got you covered. One single click and you're in. So let's check it from the inside. I think this is very, very interesting. So back to the dashboard. This Landbot for your workspace, and this is it. Some registration. So yeah, this is what we've just seen. There's a specific brick here. If you're not familiar with bricks, bricks are combinations of blocks. So let's say you create here send a message block, hello, and then you create another one like an email question, and then you want to group these two to keep the builder tidy. You can create a break. So that's what the webinar registration magic happens. So let me delete this one. So you see, it's super simple. It's just a welcome message, a break, and then the farewell message. But if we click here on Zoom registration, you see these are the first conditions. So is name set, is email set? If not, we're going to ask for it. If it's already there, whether the customer has already provided it or it's part of the URL and you're adding them as hidden fields, we'll explain to you what hidden fields are in a minute. We don't need to ask for it again. And then we just provide the information. And we got this webhook. If you're not familiar with webhooks, so webhooks are basically a way to send, to retrieve, to edit information in third-party tools, apps, softwares, databases, whatever. All you need for a webhook to work is a method, which usually is paused. So you're creating something somewhere else. You need an endpoint. Where do you want to create that? And you want to customize, some of the headers, params, so you can add the email variable, the name variable, whatever. So webhooks are probably the most flexible way of integrating anything. I want to call this service, let's say Zoom. I want to send that information. So it's going to be a post. webhook, and I'm going to add, email and name so I can register people to my webinar. Again, there's a how to use guide here, super useful if you're new to webhooks. There's obviously a ton of native integrations in Landbot, but as you know, no-code tools are all about empowering users, and you don't really need to be a coder to use webhooks. I mean, I've seen this guy yesterday using the webhook in a very sophisticated way, and I can tell you we're no coders. So it's all about empowering companies, empowering users to do crazy stuff without, coding skills at all. So yeah, as simple as that. So we're asking for information if we don't have it, and we're just triggering a webhook to register someone for a Zoom webinar. Now, what I was telling you guys about the hidden fields. So hidden fields are basically variables that are there, but not really visible within the conversation to the user, but you can use them throughout the conversation. So if you go to settings, and then hidden fields, you see that there are two hidden fields here. Its name and its email. What this means is that if these two fields are added to the URL, well, we already got that information. We're not going to ask for it. So let me show you real quick. I need to move these because I can see it. All right. So this is the bot. You see the URL. It's index.html. But what if I do this? Name equals Chris and email equals chris@landbot.io. So these are the variables we're using with, I think this was sent with MailChimp probably. So any marketing automation tool, any tool you use to massively send emails to your user base, you can add these hidden fields to that URL you're sharing so you can customize the information. Not only that, it's not like I'm just setting the name so I don't have to ask for it. I may want to add the country so I can customize the language of the bot, or I can add, your preference on some other survey you filled a year ago so I can tell you exactly what you want to hear. So in this case, if I load this bot with the hidden fields, you'll see that no name question is necessary at all. I just skip to it because are you ready to register? Yeah, you already got my data. So we'll send you the link to chris@landbot.io. That's super cool. And yeah, you see the name up here too. Hey, Chris. So we really recommend you guys to use hidden fields. I think, conversational experiences are all about creating unique interactions with your users. So we got websites. If you enter a website, if I entered that same website, the experience is likely going to be pretty much the same. So with the power of automation, the power of Landbot, you can just customize everything. That's what marketing is all about. It's all about customizing the content and making your users feel unique, and hidden fields are here to help. If you got some questions about how to use it, again, there's a support article here. You can click and read through our guide, or check the support team, or some academy videos, or any of the resources we put at your disposal. So if you click here,
ask in the community if you want.
Exactly. So we got the Landbot Academy, we got the knowledge base, we got the API documentation, all the workarounds. And if you check this out, you'll see there's a lot of workarounds to do crazy stuff that's not available yet in the product natively, but you can definitely start doing with a little bit of copying and pasting a few lines of code. And last but not least, the community. So ask anything there. You may not want to talk to our support team for some reason. That's fine. Just go to the community and ask anyone anything, and take your build to the next level. All right. So that's it for these 4 templates we had in mind. And let me check time. Yeah, I think we probably have time for a little real-time building. So yeah, I just wanted to show you guys that, we obviously got templates, but you'll see that in 5 minutes, you can create a bot for pretty much anything.
Yeah, pretty powerful.
Yeah. So I'm going to start with the very, with a classic use case. It doesn't really matter if you're a SaaS company or if you're, selling physical products or services or whatever. You may have a pricing page, somewhere where you say, hey, I sell these for that, I provide this service for this amount of money. And these are the kind of web pages that really arise questions among your users. And every other pricing page has a live chat there, so you can talk to someone and get your questions answered. So in this case, I'm gonna just create a super simple bot to explain our actual pricing page. So let me open it here. All right, so this is our pricing page. We do have a bot here that's going to qualify you. So if you want to try it out, feel free to do so. It's pretty cool. It has Zapier integration, webhooks, Calendly integration, lead scoring, the whole pack. So if you want to check it out, feel free to do it. It's a live chat format with a proactive message active. And yeah, we're sort of gonna, replicate that in a very simple way, and you'll see how easy it is to create it from scratch. So let's go back to the app. I can close this one, back to the dashboard. I'm gonna create a new bot. I got a lot of stuff here, so let me move some of these menus around. All right, got it. So I'm gonna create a web bot. And I'm going to start from scratch because I'm a pro. But again, you should use templates. But if you're a pro, you can start from scratch. That's fine. So yeah, we got this random GIF here. In this case, a bear. I love it. So hi there, and welcome to our pricing page, for example. I like the bear, so I'm going to keep it. I'm just going to add a new message. So how can I help you? And well, in this case, we got a pricing page with 4 different plans. 3 of them are paying plans. And well, we're just going to add some information. Some users may want to know something specific about a given plan. Some others may want to have a recommendation on what they need based on their needs. So let's do that. So how can I help you? I want info about a plan, or I want to know, sorry guys, to know the best plan for me, or I want to talk to an agent, because this is something super cool too. You can talk to someone from the sales, business development, customer team to help you out. I won't really, super customize it. You can click here on the 3 dots, then the cogwheel, and get pretty crazy, adding emojis, buttons, images, GIFs, URLs, you name it. There's a lot of customization going on here, but I won't really this time here. I want to be quick. So I'm going to save this, and yeah, as easy as it gets. So I want info about a plan. I can keep asking. So which plan you want to know more about? And this is a simple way of doing it, guys. But if you come here to share, you see there's 4 different formats. So there's a pop-up format as well. And what the pop-up format means is that whenever a user clicks on the call to action within your website, a bot will pop up. So instead of asking like, what plan do you want more information about? You can just link that specific bot about the starter plan to a call to action within the starter plan. So, there are a trillion ways you can customize the experience.
And we can show them, I think there's one in the help documentation, no?
Oh, yeah. Where was it? Yeah, so you can check the format. I think it's super, super cool.
Let's open a new tab. This here is in the way.
Yeah, we got so many here.
We got a help.landbot. And I think we just need to open any. Where is it here? I think. Yeah, there you go.
There you go. Yeah. This is quite customized, guys. This is built by our support engineering team. But yeah, just like Chandra showed, so there's a widget here, but it could be anything. It could be by clicking here or there, or in any given call to action within the website, and it just pops up. So you get full control. There's just a conversation. Hi there, I'm here to help you discover content for you just to get started. This is pretty cool. This is a question by question customization. So instead of having all the conversations you can scroll through, you just keep receiving the next question, then the next question. So yeah, there's some effects here as well. So this is heavy duty customization, but you can do it. I mean, there's a lot of guides. So if you go to a knowledge base to a CSS customization, you can click anywhere. You'll see a ton of guides, how to, make some of the buttons, with a different color, how to, create loading bars. I mean, everything. You can customize anything, and our team is happy to help. So this is your first time using Landbot. Yeah, there's a progress bar up here, which is pretty cool too. If I work in sales, Yeah, I just wanted to show this cool bot, but yeah, you can check it out. But just going to our knowledge base and clicking here, you'll see the pop-up format. And yeah, this is what I meant when I said that you can customize even more. So I click here and I see something that's specific to my action, to my click. I want to know more about the professional plan, nothing else. So just show me the info. But we'll keep it simple this time. I'm going to apply the changes. And yeah, so what plan you want to know more about? So it could be sandbox, or it could be starter, or it could be pro or business. And then you can just redirect to a lot of information like, yeah, this is the sandbox plan. Yeah, I can reuse this. So I'm just gonna duplicate this block. For some reason, yeah, it's here right below. Yeah, there you go. So you can keep adding more and more messages for each one of the plans, including the business. And you can even add, an extra one. So go back. I didn't really want to check this out.
You already have the back functionality included, actually.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's so true. Yeah, I meant that, sometimes you may want to redirect to the main menu, for example. So if it's the previous step, it doesn't make sense to add it back. But if you want to send people to the first, to a couple of options previously shown, just go for back or whatever you feel like adding there. So that's for if I want info about a plan. I want to know what's the best plan for me. So here, I could ask questions and add scores, like, for example, so what's your main use case? So my main use case is lead generation. Then you may want to go for the professional plan because it's going to remove our branding and I don't know, your users won't get distracted with it. Or I want to do customer support, then probably the starter plan is enough. You got the human takeover block and pretty much everything you need to provide customer support. I'm just talking out loud here, guys. So obviously there's a little bit more about choosing a plan, but just for you to understand that we can show the same information in different formats again, so users really share with us what they want to share and get the relevant info. If they go to your pricing page, they might just land here. You might have some fancy descriptions for each one of the features, some really cool tool tips like we have here, but still it's the same experience for every user. You may want to customize that. I'm going to focus on the third one because I think there's some cool stuff we can do here. So option number one, for example, we can create a human takeover block. As you know, Landbot is more than a chatbot builder. It also allows you to have one-on-one conversations between your team of agents and your final users. So there's a ton of configuration here. You may want to check it out. So you can select the agents you want to assign to this specific, because maybe Chris Test is a super expert in pricing and you want him to take over every single conversation. You can customize that here. So human takeover, it's one of the ways to go, but we can also create a Calendly integration. So here, basically, we can create a pop-up that will show you a Calendly scheduling interface. So maybe we can show it how it looks like from here, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, so this is a cool bot, and I think it has pretty much everything we're talking about. So another super cool thing, guys. So it doesn't need to be, question after question after question. You can group these questions, so the experience is a bit better. Instead of saying, what's your name, what's your surname, what's your email, you can just create this multi-question block, and it's super cool. And I don't say because I'm one of the co-founders of Landbot, but we just launched the second version of this feature. So we got a multi-question, and you can add questions here. So instead of just asking for one thing, you can ask for several. So for example, I want to ask for name, and then I want to add another question, and now I want to ask for the email. And yeah, so I got two questions, one block. The experience is better for the user. I can store both as well. I can customize a variable name. So it's way more straightforward, especially if you're asking for +5 fields. I would recommend using multi-question. Otherwise, probably one by one is just fine. So this is a multi-question. I'm Chris, VR, Chris at Landbot. Everybody knows that by now. I work at Landbot, which is pretty strange. I'm qualifying for Landbot, but still, dope, Chris. It's taking its time just to make it feel more human. You can also customize the type and emulation. So you can, delay the messages a little bit to make it feel more human, or you can just send them straight away. So how would you like to be assisted? Yeah, I would like to book a meeting. But you see here, there's also an option to call me back. So it really depends on how you configure your flow. In our case, we receive the Slack notification, we ask for your email, and we use AirCall to complete the call. So there's 1,000 workflows you can put in place. I like to book a meeting. So yeah, all the Harry Potter cast is super happy. So I'm just clicking here. And what you're seeing right now is the Calendly integration I was telling you about. So I can view next month, and I can, I don't know, book a call for the 30th.
He's on holiday.
Yeah, he's probably on holiday. So yeah, I'm just going to confirm it. And this is super cool. It's you know, it's taking my data from the conversation, so I don't need to ask for it again. Yeah, I'm going to schedule this event. Everything went fine. So I just keep on with the conversation, and it says goodbye. So, you know, this is how you make a pricing page more interactive. You can customize how you show information. It doesn't have to be just a table or a list of items with pricings and characteristics. You can ask the user, what are you looking for? What are you trying to build? And then customize the recommendation. Or you can just connect them to your team and have them, you know, booking a call, booking a meeting, whatever. So yeah, I guess that's about it. We can leave some time for the Q&A. So I'm gonna go to the last slide. It's Q&A time, guys. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna check the Q&A section at the bottom. I see there's quite a lot of new chats. We'll check them out also. Yeah, so let's start with the chat so we can clear that up. Please use the Q&A section. It's easier for us to keep control over the responses. So, all right, there are some questions here. So Romain is asking, is it possible to plug data feeds to help user to find information? I work for a media company, and we would like to give access to a lot of services and informations for our app users. We also want to engage readers and improve relationship with our journalists by creating stories about information, quiz, surveys, etc. Yeah, absolutely. I guess I get your question, Romain, and you mean, is it possible to sort of pull information from external sources? So not everything needs to necessarily be in the chatbot builder. If, you know, someone is asking about, I don't know, what are your security certifications? You may not want to write everything down in the chatbot builder, but instead bring a variable from somewhere else. Let's say if you got stored all that information in your Airtable account, you can just, you know, call that field and bring it to the conversation. I believe that's sort of what you're referring to, and you can obviously customize everything you're pulling. Let me know, Romain, if that was it. Yeah, thanks, Marshall, for that. How bots work for WhatsApp? All right. How bots? Yeah, so that's a big question. You may want to.
Yeah, I can take that one. So yeah, WhatsApp is a little bit different. So as you know, WhatsApp is still in the experimental phase after 3 years. So there's a bit of more of a barrier of access, let's say. So in order to get a bot live on WhatsApp, we'll have to take you through an approval process. So that involves first of all approving your Facebook Business Manager ID, or verifying it, approving a few notifications. It's a bit of a process. I don't want to get too much into it. It's all documented if you want to check it out. It's on help.landbot.io. But the builder essentially works exactly the same way. There's a few features that are not available on web that are on WhatsApp, and vice versa. But the builder works exactly the same way. So if you go to build a chatbot, you got the WhatsApp option, just open that. You've got your WhatsApp templates as well if you want to try them out. Or if you just start from scratch, you'll see that the builder is exactly the same. And then once your number is approved, you can link that bot to the number. And then anybody who sends a message to that number will actually receive like a response from the bot. But before you actually get the number approved, most people want to test the bot. No? So in the channel section, you have the two sections. You have WhatsApp Business. This is where you have your official number, or you have WhatsApp testing. So if you want to test your bot, I'm gonna move this for a sec. You can just add your testing number over here. And then it'll give you, actually, I'll just open it. You add your testing number. And then once you've added the testing number, you can link the bot to this testing number and send a message to this number over here in order to test your bot.
Yeah.
That's
So
about it.
Yeah, so long story short, WhatsApp bots work pretty much the same way website bots do. The only thing, just like Chandra mentioned, is that you obviously need a WhatsApp channel integrated through the business API, and that's a process that well has some steps. And don't worry. So if you're interested in the WhatsApp integration, the cool thing is that we got the success team that can walk you through the whole process. It might take between 2 days to 2 weeks to get your number up and running, but it's super worth it. And it's not as stressful as it might sound. So you need to get some Facebook business verification. You may need to, get some SMS code to activate it. So there are some steps you need to follow. But for the chatbot creation part, it's exactly the same. Obviously, some features are restricted in WhatsApp because the interface is a bit more limited, but mainly it's 90% the same. But you need the channel for the chatbot to work. If you want to test it out, just like what Chandra suggested, go to WhatsApp testing. You don't need anything. It's completely free. Just go there, add your phone number, link a bot, send a message to that 632, blah, 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 and you'll experience what the WhatsApp integration feels like. And yes, Allison, she's asking whether it's integrated with WhatsApp Business. That's it. So it's WhatsApp Business API, the official one.
Not to be confused with WhatsApp Business app.
Exactly. That's a good, yeah. So there are like 3 different types of WhatsApp stuff. So we got the personal app, the one we all got in our phones, then WhatsApp Business, which is that initial WhatsApp attempt to serve businesses with a mobile application. And then it's the WhatsApp Business API, which is the one we're talking about and the one you can integrate with Landbot to create chatbots for. So yeah, it's important to make that distinction. And last one in the chat section. But again, if you're interested in WhatsApp, reach out to our sales team at sales@landbot.io, to our success team at success@landbot.io, and we'll be more than happy to help and explain everything you need to know. So Valeria is asking, did you know which is the medium age of the people who answer at the bot? You don't know, but you can ask for it. You can always add a scale question or a number question and just ask, hey, how old are you? And get that information.
Yeah, and everybody answers bots. I think if that's like where more the question is going. I guess it depends on industry. It depends on who you're targeting, no? But you can place a bot anywhere, and trust me, any age. Maybe not like 90-year-olds, but pretty much anybody will try out a bot.
Yeah. You may want to custom. I mean, if you're targeting, I don't know, people in their mid 80s or something like that, you may want to provide like clear instructions on what they're supposed to do. If you're targeting, Gen Z or something like that, it's going to be easier for them to grasp what a chatbot is and how to interact with it. So it's just about customizing the experience depending on the target. If you don't know what age your target has, just ask for it. You got a couple of question types that might be helpful. So let's close the chat. Please, no more questions in the chat. And let's go for the Q&A section where Monica is saying she's from Austin. And that's super cool. Hi, Monica. So Ignacio is asking, is it possible to include a small videos, just uploading them? Until now, it was possible just
uploading them to YouTube. I think you're allowed to upload videos or files of up to 20 megabytes.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't want to upload them to YouTube, the way to have, let's say, unlimited like videos with like larger videos, let's say, you can also host them in a URL outside of YouTube, and then use that. But other than that, I think the largest video you can just upload is 20 megabytes.
Yeah. If I can recommend something, so I mean, YouTube, Wistia, all these providers are super sleek. They work like a charm. They let you open up a free account, upload privately your videos. So you may want to upload it still, but I would use one of these services. I think it's more efficient, but you got both options. Next up, do you have a plan for educators and students? We do provide up to a 50% discount for educational organizations. So again, reach out to our support team or to our success team through the live chat widget you got on the app. And we'll ask you for some verification, but we definitely collaborate with educators and students to help them use the tool. And actually, we know about quite a lot of universities all around the world that are using Landbot as an example of no code tool that you can use and empower to create awesome stuff. So absolutely, just reach out.
I recently talked to a PhD student who was actually using a chatbot to present like a solution to, like at a whole, like a, what you call it, a festival or something.
That's
so
cool.
It's crazy what you can use chatbots for.
What are 3 pieces of advice for beginners? That's a good question too. So number 1, I would say, don't skip the onboarding. Every time we create an account in any service, we're just anxious and we just want to get to the juice, but don't skip the onboarding. It's going to show you the basic mechanics, where everything is within the app, and just go through the onboarding. There's an extended version. So if you just create an account, you'll see on the I think on the left side, a trophy, so you can keep completing more and more lessons. And it's really, really, really going to put you in the right place to start building something great. That would be number 1. Number 2 is obviously taking out all of our help resources. So as I was mentioning, if you click here in the interrogation mark, you'll see the Landbot Academy. That's great, for full courses on how to use specific features or how you take the most out of Landbot for a use case. So Landbot Academy is super cool. Let me open it up. It's so good. Yeah, so this is the Academy. You got, with Dialogflow. This is the newest edition. If you want to create an NLP chatbot with Landbot, just check out this course. You got a summary of the power features. You got integrations, how to embed, super important. Landbot works as a standalone product, but if you embed it, the conversion just skyrockets. You're going to get way more visibility. So learn how to embed that there using formulas, building WhatsApp bots. So if you're interested in this channel, just click here, check the course. So yeah, that would be my second piece of advice. All these help documentation, knowledge-based academy, the community itself, it's super helpful. And number 3, what can we add for number 3?
I say just trial and error. That's the best way to learn about Landbot. Get your hands dirty, try building bots as many as you want, mess it up, try again, mess it up again, try again. And that's honestly the best way to learn. So again, have a look at the templates as well for ideas. But yeah, I mean, that's the best way to learn. And I think that's how everybody at Landbot has learned as well, is just by getting their hands dirty and trying out new stuff, even if it's hard, even if it might be difficult. You've always got support to help you as well. So if you can't find the answer on the Academy, if you can't find the answer on our help docs, or you feel like you need a little bit of extra help, so contact our support team and they'll be more than happy to help you with that.
Absolutely. Well said. All right. Can the human chat takeover block be accessed by customers on a tablet or mobile device? Yeah, absolutely.
The chat section is
you mean the chat section or the block?
Chat takeover block be accessed by customers on a tablet.
Let's answer both.
Okay, yeah, true. So you can.
Yeah, so for the block, yeah, obviously, if you make a block available on your chat bot, it's going to be available on any device. So it can be a tablet, it can be a mobile phone, a desktop version. Just it's going to be available. But if you're talking about the chat section itself, it's also available. So there's a specific mobile version for the chat section, so you can answer conversations on the go. So if you log into your Landbot account using your mobile device, you'll see that the chat section is available. So yeah, both answers are true. All right, Hades is asking, did you consider modifying your packages so that the free plan offers all the features, but only to a limited amount of interactions, like 3 users or so? And this way allow us to learn more and play with the system while not abusing it for business purposes. That's a super, we could talk for ages about pricing. I mean, there's no secret recipe to the perfect pricing. It's just trial and error. I think what you share at us, it's super interesting. Just, being super restricted in terms of conversations, but then allowing users to have all the features. That would be a sort of trial, right? But with a limited time. Then there's the opposite direction, which is limiting features a lot, but adding, a lot of allowance when it comes to chats. I think there's no perfect formula. We thought about that, of course. We'll be surely making more iterations to our pricing until we really match what the value we're adding to our customers and users. But yeah, thanks for the feedback. I think that's a super interesting approach, and it makes a ton of sense to me. Another one from Ada. So what is the best way to teach the bot to understand more and more questions coming from customers? That's interesting. So it really depends on whether you're using the basic workflow or the dialog flow integration. So if you're using just the Rail-based version, just the chatbot builder with all the blocks and arrows, I would recommend you checking out the flow analytics section, which is the section, and I'm going to show it to you in just a minute, that tells you what's your conversion rate from block to block and what's the drop-off rate like. So by taking that section out, you can understand, all right, so I might not want to ask this question at this time because everyone's dropping, or you may have an A/B test block and you see that this one converts better than the other. So if you're using the regular chatbot, that would be the ideal. Sorry. Here it is. So let's see if we got a chat bot here with some volume.
Use a Zoom registration, I think even.
The registration, yeah, it's super simple, but still, yeah, for the sake of showing it. So if you go to analyze and then flow analytics, here you can see the conversions rate. So for example, we see that 89% of users actually register for the webinar, but there's a 10% that don't. And yeah, so if we open these, we see that there's a 23% of users, which is 6 users that fall here. So, you know, if you want to really optimize what's happening within your bot, just use the flow analytics. If you're using an NLP-based solution, like with the dialog flow integration, that's a whole different story. So obviously you can keep iterating your agents, your intents to make it more and more sophisticated. You got machine learning capabilities. So it's a whole different game. I'm not an expert in NLP. I think Chandra either. So we recommend you checking out the academy course and reaching out to our support team. Our support engineering team will be able to help you out, set up your NLP chatbot. So it really depends on what version you're using. So going back to the questions, last but not least, is there a way to create a delay before the bot replies so we would give a more human-like feel? Absolutely, yeah. So I believe it's under settings. Chandra, correct me if I'm wrong, but yeah, you can go to any given bot. I'm sorry. You can go to any given bot like this one, not that one. It only has one block. Let me go to the workspace again. Yeah, this one, for example. If you go to settings and then type in emulation here, let me move these. The type in emulation is active. You can disable it, so it just boom, 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 message after message, but it's by default active. But then the speed, you know, it can be constant or it can be custom. So custom means that it's going to depend on the length of the message, the number of characters that's going to be displayed faster or more slowly, or you can just, you know, keep it constant, so it's always the same delay. If you click on this toggle down here, make each message customizable, you will see the option to customize the delay on every single message. So if I turn this on and I move this so I can apply the changes and I go back to the builder. So if I open, for example, this block right here, sorry, you'll see that there should be here. Where is it? Let me open another block. I'm gonna try my luck. Where is it? Where is it? There should be. Oh God, I can't believe I can't find it.
It's pretty new, huh?
Yeah.
Try text question.
I think there's one. Oh, this is not open.
Open text.
Yeah, let me.
I don't know.
I'm sorry, guys. This is live. Yeah. So yeah. You see here, type in emulation. So you can click here to make it custom and just customize a number of seconds that it takes for the message to be delivered. So yeah. All right. So any more questions here? I don't think there are more questions.
That's it.
Thanks for sharing, Valeria. Work in the dentistry industry. Yeah. So it's mainly adults. So you can definitely adapt your tone to that audience, and that would be sweet. So yeah, I guess we're done, guys. Yeah, thank you so much for your participation, for being here, for bearing with us.
Great questions all around.
Absolutely, yeah. So we'll be sharing the presentation, the recording, everything, so you can check it out later, share it with your family, with your friends, with your pets. And again, we strongly recommend you to get in touch with us. We're always willing to talk to you guys. We're always willing to answer your questions, to recommend you the best plan, to walk you through any integration process you might think it's impossible. We're here to help. So thank you so much again. I see there's a last question here. Yeah, thank you.
The question about delay,
all right, so
delay until the bot starts typing and not while typing.
Yeah, that's probably not going to be possible, Hedis, but shoot us an email to help@landbot.io with your specific case, and we'll be happy to help. Thanks, everyone. Have a great day. Bye-bye from sunny Barcelona. Bye, guys.